First and foremost, the school we visited are schools in our background, in our backyard. So these are people who have seen us grow. They have seen us in primary school, in high school. So we go back there, we tell them it's possible. Now we are in the University of Nairobi because at the end of the day, we are facing a lot of young people, teens dropping out of school. So when they see us, we come back from the University of Nairobi. We go tell them it's possible. The routes they are using to go to school is the same routes we used when we were in our primary levels. So that is the kind of impact we give them. The talks, the bonding, and we make sure that they feel their people are back. We also go to other places and which are not even our homes, and because we have that journey from primary school, we face the same challenges they are facing, and we tell them it is possible.
Humanity is a very funny concept, and feedback goes the same way because feedback is something that you get from humanity. And from our projects and most of our previous projects, you realize that we get a lot of feedback, especially from our hosts. So take for instance the Narok trip. We had a very good gentleman there.
Wilson.
Wilson. The name was Wilson. And he really gave us good remarks. He actually offered us a token of appreciation. And you know, when you go somewhere and people appreciate you, then it means that you're doing something great.
We just came out and began moving from county to county, from Nairobi to Narok to Nandi. We are only peers. We just graduated from teenage the other day. So the coordination that we've actually come to realize among ourselves to actually move. You see, even our parents were asking, man, you're just going alone to Narok and you'll be staying there for 4 days. I mean.
The foundation of the foundation stage is a very important aspect, and therefore we thought maybe we do it first with all the financial constraints and everything. Then later we have more people. Right, we are going to do that going forward. We have more people and expand the scope of our society.
Largely, you can see that we are all young people, and we have faced this. We have gone through this. I believe I'm the oldest here. I'm 20, and it's been really. You find that this issue of teenage pregnancies that are really becoming rampant in society, school fires. We believe those are challenges that the society is facing, just because a small mitigating factor has not been included, and that mitigating factor is actually conversation and communication. Come communicate with these students. At least give them that idea in their mind that okay, you know what, the best way of solving issues and problems is not by just letting up the dawn. That doesn't change anything. If anything, it just adds up the problems to you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Massive TV, and of course we are the masters of education and entertainment. So today I'm your host Esther Nawate, and we are privileged to have this great team over here, this team of men of valor today here with us, and these are none other than the founders of Swift to Society Club, which is a young club at the University of Nairobi, which is still growing. So without much ado, I'd like each and every one of them to introduce themselves, starting from my farthest right.
Thank you so much. My name is Collins Kipchanuyego Maruchok, and I'm a student at the University of Nairobi School of Law, a second year student. I come from Nandi, yes, and I'm one of the founding members of the Swift to Society Club.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you once again. My name is Lennox Kimathi Kirianki. I am one of the co-founders of Swift to Society, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you too.
Hello Nawate.
Hello.
Nice to be here.
Nice to see you.
Nice to finally come to Massive TV. My name is Linus Oduor. I am a member and a founding member of the Swift Society Club. Personally, I come from Busia, so I am Luya. Not like it really matters a lot, but yeah, it does. And I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Welcome, feel at home.
Good afternoon, Nawate.
Good afternoon, Japit.
It's a pleasure to be to Massive TV. My name is Japit Joseph here, and I'm also a co-founder of Swift Society, and it's a great honor to be part of this interview. And
who would you say came up with this whole idea of Swift to Society? Because I believe you all didn't just come up with this whole idea, because there must have been that one person, or rather the mastermind behind Swift to Society.
I think I love how you've intricately woven your question. Yes, of course, there's always the conception stage of every idea.
Yeah.
And I'll personally attribute that to my brother, Ole Muran.
Oh.
We call him Ole Muran. Yeah, our boy from Narok, and Japit. It was just a very bold idea. From just the honors of a simple group discussion. And the idea just clicked. And the man of wit just decided that when the time is right for the idea, then nothing can stop it.
Wow.
And the idea was birthed that way.
So you mean all this is just the work of Japit, or rather, he's the one who came up with this whole idea of Swift to Society and everything?
I would say that for it to actually manifest its goals and objectives, it had to take the hand of each and everyone, because it calls for a lot of cooperation, a lot of unity, a lot of putting up with each other, tolerance in it. So I would say that it is largely the work of everybody, but more so the idea and the conception is from the mastermind, of course.
I must say this is very thoughtful of you, Japit. You're very creative. Yeah, so big up for the good job. And what would you say are your achievements so far? You know, since the 16th of June, is it 6th or 16th?
15th.
Oh, sorry, 15th of June last year up to this point, because I tend to believe that you all had a bucket list of what you'd like to do or what you'd like to achieve before a certain period of time. So what would you say are your achievements so far up to this point?
Well, that's a very interesting question, Nawate. And I would love to say that, of course, when we began this Swift Society Club, we had our own goals, you know? And the goals varied from different fields. Of course, to begin with, it was initially an academic setup where we could help ourselves academically. Then, of course, it advanced into us actually getting to the people, getting to the society. And more importantly, we targeted our peers, you know, those friends of ours who are in high schools, primary, and even fellow comrades, you know. So we went out to seek where we could get peers together. And of course, a good example will be high schools or children's centers. So actually our very first project was organized by myself. I led it while we sought a place in Nairobi, and to be specific, it was in Kibera. So we visited the Reaching Out with Compassion in Kibera organization. So there, over a weekend, we were privileged to meet the scholars there and actually do some tutoring to them, have a lot of fun and games with them, engage with them, and actually impact them, you know. It was a very successful event.
Before you continue, sorry to interrupt. So when was that? When was when did you carry out all these activities in Kibera? When was that? Or between what time and how long did it take you?
Yeah, it was in June. It was in June, and it took us
at the genesis of everything.
At the genesis of STS. Yeah. So it was in June. It was our very first project. You know, it was our very first project. We planned it within weeks and actually actualized it on one weekend at Rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, any other achievements?
Yeah. So I mean, there are several. Of course, we've done Nairobi, we've done Narok, and we've done Nandi, and of course, many more are coming. So perhaps I will just mention a little bit on Narok part. Then of course my friend Diego will pick it up from there. So I mean, Narok was also another very success. Our friend Njapit actually organized it because he comes from the place, you know. So he organized ourselves to go to Ewasogiro. There is a children center there where we actually met children from different classes, primary, high school.
When you say children's center, do you mean a children's home or a school?
Yeah. Now I say a children's center because it is both. You know? Both Rock and there at Narok, we have a place that is both a school and an children orphanage. So it is both. So that's why I'm saying a children's center. So Narok was another success for those of us who have visited our pages on Facebook and do follow us even on Instagram. Might have seen the photos. We were very happy with the kids, impacting them, learning with them, having a lot of fun with them. So Narok was another very major success for us.
Okay, and apart from Narok now, when was your next stopover?
Thank you. And before I mention on that, you must notice that when we sat down as a group and we realized the most important aspect is the community we come from has given a lot of time and the inspiration. So we therefore thought of how then can we give back to the community, especially our peers, in a way that would be enjoyable and they will be having fun in the process. Therefore, we went to the two places he has mentioned. After that, we went to Nandi. That was, I think, late last August last year.
Yeah.
And that is the place I come from, and I was so passionate about it because I have seen children and the youth in Nandi lose direction, and maybe because they lack that touch with their fellows. So I decided maybe we should visit majorly schools, and one of them was Samoei Boys Secondary School. It's a good school in Nandi, high school. And we then visited a day school around my home place. It's called Siwa Secondary School. And I can say the experience was a very perfect one, especially for us. You see, in the process, we are also bound to learn. And having the opportunity to interact with other people and know how they think and how we can address their problems. So I can say it's been a massive transformation in terms of the impact we have had.
What I could say about that is the first precept will be humanity. If you are somebody who is willing to serve humanity, to serve the society, you're willing to go out of your way to make sure that you've impacted the society, then you are one person who will be considered to join STS. And of course, if you're also somebody who is fun-loving, if you want to visit the Savannah, the Great Mara, you want to visit Meru, you want to visit Mrandi, you also that person that we will consider. And of course, there is no prejudices. I'll just let my brother Merut continue from there.
I think I should have kicked off from your aspiration point. Tell them that make that aspiration motivation to serve humanity, as alluded to by my brother Njapit. And of course, character is very key. Because I mean, if you want to show something, you can't preach water and drink wine. True? So if we are really going to impact these children, then we must walk the talk. You can't just come and talk to them about how it's good to dress decently when you don't dress decently, right? So I believe character is really a key role player in that sensitization process, especially when it comes to choosing who it is that joins the team. Not limited to females only, but also males, because I believe that character is very good.
My take on this will be, each of them will tell you that there are sacrifices to be made. It's not all merry, all having fun. It's not all about just traveling as other people will think of. We also have to make sacrifices. That's both financially. You have to compromise sometimes. So I would say the biggest criteria we'll use will be, do you share with the aspirations of each and every one of us, and are you ready to make sacrifices to help or to give back to this community? Yes.
Oh, interesting. I think up to that point I'm already satisfied with your responses. And so my next question as we wind up will be, what is your next big thing? You know, you people have been traveling to high schools, you people have been traveling to children's centers, you've been having so much fun and adventure. So what is your next big project other than visiting the children, or are you going to focus only on the children? You know, humanity is a very wide scope, and so are you only going to focus on the children, or what is your next big project?
I would say we have so many plans in hand. First of all, we are first thinking of we are already into business, that they will tell you that. We're also having so many suggestions from some of the people who want them to join us on also collaborating in the law, especially giving legal clinics, I would say, maybe giving back to the society as per the profession we are taking. And also we are also headed to Meru. I should have started with that. We are headed to Meru. We will be in Meru in some few weeks time, and we have so many people to meet and a great audience there. So I would say, for me, we have great plans, both career-wise, academic-wise too, and also in the world of business.
And also, as you take adventure, consider other parts of the country. You know, you can go to Western Kenya.
I am organizing that.
So that you're not just limited to your 4 counties. Yeah, and so what would you say are the challenges that you've faced so far up to this point as members of STS?
The challenges.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting question. Of course, nothing that is there that does not have challenges, you know. Of course, all of us will mention a thing, you know. It's not like we have these challenges that we have written there. These are our challenges. It's personal, you know. And also, of course, group yes, we relate. So perhaps I would say that the very first challenge is finances. You know?
Sure.
Finances. Just like we mentioned, we just began, and it's a group of best friends. All the activities that we take, all the transport, all the food, even the game skis that we go along with, everything else, we have the money from our pockets. From our pockets. It's our own personal contribution to the club kitty that facilitates our moving and our coordination. So of course we have plans, and just like Diego mentioned, we have businesses running in our mind, and others already in place. And also we are seeking, finances from other organizations where we could get just financial aid, you know, in return of for those who believe in this noble adventure. But yeah, the very primary one, I would say, it's our finances.
Lennox?
Yes, I think another key challenge will be relevance seeking, particularly from principals and other facilities that we need to visit. You'll find that the school schedule is sometimes tight.
Yeah.
And you are there trying to convince the principal, hey, still, these students actually need this. So, and you're trying to convince that somebody who is really grappling with loads and loads of curriculum work to tackle. And really it becomes an issue sometimes. But I believe that with the legal persuasion skills, it always comes through. So I believe sometimes it becomes an issue because you're trying to give this concept to maybe an 80-year-old principal.
80-year-old?
60 probably. I think I'll mitigate that to 40. You're trying to show them the sense of actually having these guidance and counseling sessions, having these talks. And they're like, no, the teachers can do that during their classes and what have you.
No, so and you know what principals don't realize is that students feel more motivated when they get it directly from their peers more than the teachers.
I actually will not have not even a word to that. it is like a principle or something. I think that is very correct.
And Diego, what is your challenge?
I would say the major challenge will be in terms of finances. I would say getting avenues is not really hard, but you know, you have these aspirations, you want to impact at least so many students, but then coming to the financial aspect, you realize I can only do 3 or 4 4 schools. Like going to Nandi, I had so many schools, but then you had to limit them because you have to have t-shirts, you have to print them, you have to have something to cheer them up. That means you have to buy them. So I would say my take on that will be the financial aspect of it is the biggest challenge, but as he has said, we are trying to approach NGOs so we can get the support that is needed.
And Japit, are there any challenges that you've experienced?
They have actually exhausted whatever I wanted to say, but I can just say that sometimes also coordination. Sometimes we find some coordination problems, but because we came to a point where we understand each other, and we're also trying to bring other people on board. The criteria also bringing people on board. You just want to pick somebody and bring them to the board. But it's something that we are learning as we progress on, and I think it was a challenge, but now I don't think it's a challenge anymore because these guys are really smart.
And also maybe we might not have realized it, or we have, but we see that we can manage. It's also we are students balancing academics and this social life, Now that we are back into the semester, people are wondering, hey, you guys, you are very active over the May to September window.
And I was actually to ask the same question.
And now you're very silent. We have to balance. Low, it's not that easy, But we believe we are smart and we can cope. So that balancing between our academics and actually getting out there and interacting with these kids, so we really have to get that balance stricken.
I think I will take that because talking about balancing between the academics and the social part.
Yeah.
You remember when we started, we told you that there's also academic agendas.
Yeah, sure.
So definitely we are not silent.
Oh,
we
there's something you're doing.
Yes, it's still live. Live, like,
Behind the scenes.
Okay, so to wrap it up, maybe do you guys have any social media platforms that you'd like your viewers to see or to know about, so that they can search you and get to know more about you?
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't miss to have, isn't it? In fact, all of us have their accounts, their personal accounts. You just search personal accounts like yours is.
Mine is at Twitter. You'll get me at Olenjapit Njikia. Facebook, you'll get me at Njikia Njapit. And of course, my WhatsApp number is 0740252562.
Oh.
Just the personal is one, then I come to the group. I would love to do it that way.
And you realize Japit has given his phone number. If you want to reach out to him, you can surely do so via that number.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll start with Gram. On Instagram, you can find me at lex.kims.
Hey.
At Twitter, you can find me at Blitzcraig or Kirianki Leno.
Okay.
Simply. On Facebook, you can find me at Leni Kirianki. For my WhatsApp number, there's a Niona Kando. Yeah, but anyway, 0791 221899.
Yeah, for me, I'm that person. I don't do social media a lot, but I would say Facebook, you'll find me at Yego Kiptanui Maruchok. Twitter at Kiptanui Yego Maruchok. My WhatsApp number is 0706 423211.
Yeah. So the actual reason why I began with them is that most of our followers right now are actually our friends. You know? We just began the other day, and our friends are the ones that are giving us the very maximum support. We are so happy about them. Our friends and our friends' friends. You know, so it was really important that they get this. Of course, myself is at Linus Odor. I'm at Odor Linus on every platform: Instagram, Twitter at Eldor, and of course on Facebook. My WhatsApp 0743454399. And also I'm the one that is actually in charge of our media as Swift Society. Of course, we have a very active Facebook account, Swift Society. You know, if you just type that, there is no other like that. Just search Swift Society, you will get us. You know, it's a non-profit organization as Facebook ranked us, and it's a very active page. We have put there a lot of our photos that from Nairobi, Kibera to Narok, Kewasomiro, to Nandi, and also our upcoming projects. So, and also another very active social media platform is Instagram at Swift Society. We have our quality photos there. Of course, also the ones in Facebook are very, very high quality. It was on a light note. And of course, our numbers are there. Our WhatsApp contacts are there in every platform. So just get to us the same way you have been doing. Get us those personal messages, those SMSs, inbox us, DM us. We are really happy.
And when they inbox, you make sure you reply.
We reply.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of that very amazing session, and I must say it was an honor having you here. We look forward to greater and bigger things, and see you next time.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Massive TV. We really appreciate the honor. And of course, we welcome new ideas, new members, and we're here also for the fun, for the education, and for the growth.
The adventure continues.
Our motto is I am because we are. The Ubuntu.
The adventure continues.
I would definitely give the parting shot.
Sure.
The next time we shall appear on Massive TV, it would be massive as it is. We shall also be massive,
We shall also be massive.
Amen. So, ladies and gentlemen, continue supporting Massive TV. Subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.